I'm Nidhi Kumar and you're watching Science Time, a show that brings to you the best that science offers, from exciting developments in science and technology to futuristic solutions. All of the bases in DNA and RNA have now been found in meteorites. Severe Indian heatwave will bake 1 billion people and damage crops, old skin cells reprogrammed to regain youthful function. And let's look at story number 1. Space rocks that fell to Earth within the last century contain the 5 bases that store information in DNA and RNA, scientists report in the April 26th issue of Nature Communication. These nucleobases, adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine and uracil, combine with sugars and phosphates to make up the genetic code of all life on Earth. Whether these basic ingredients for life first came from space or instead formed in a warm soup of earthly chemistry is not still known. But the discovery adds to evidence that suggests life's precursors originally came from space, the researchers say. And scientists have detected bits of adenine, guanine and other organic compounds in meteorites since the 1960s. Researchers have also seen hints of uracil, but cytosine and thymine remained elusive until now. A few years ago, geochemist Yasuhiro Oba of Hokkaido University in Sapporo, Japan, and colleagues came up with a technique to gently extract and separate different chemical compounds in liquefied meteorite dust and then analyze them. Our detection method has orders of magnitude higher sensitivity than that applied in previous studies, Oba says. 3 years ago, the researchers used the same technique to discover ribose, a sugar needed for life, in 3 meteorites. The discovery adds to evidence that suggests that life's precursors came from space. And with that, let's take a look at story number 2. And more than 1 billion people are facing a severe heat wave across India this week, which will have wide-ranging consequences for the health of the most vulnerable and will damage wheat harvests. Temperatures in the mid to high 40 degrees Celsius are forecast for much of the country in the coming days, with the India Meteorological Department issuing heat wave warnings for several states. March was record-breakingly hot, with a national average maximum temperature of 33.10 degrees Celsius, beating the 33.09 degrees Celsius set in March 2010. R.K. Jainamani, head of the National Weather Forecasting Center at the IMD, says that the recent heat waves have been notable because they occurred during a La Nina weather pattern, which usually has a cooling effect globally, while the 2010 records took place in an El Nino, which has a warming effect. According to Arpita Mondal at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, Mumbai, these heat waves are unusually widespread, baking almost the entire country rather than just India's 2 usual heat hotspots, the central northwestern region including Rajasthan and southeast including Andhra Pradesh. And with that, let's take a look at story number 3. Well, researchers from the Reprogrammed Institute have developed a method to time jump human skin cells by 30 years, turning back the aging clock for cells without losing their specialized functions. Work by researchers in the Institute's epigenetics research program has been able to partially rejuvenate the cells and showed signs of behaving more like youthful cells in experiments simulating a skin wound. This research, although in the early stages, could eventually have implications for regenerative medicine, especially if it can be replicated in other cell types. The research is published in the journal eLife, and whilst at an early stage of exploration, it could revolutionize regenerative medicine. And with this, we come to an end of this edition of Science Time. We'll be back with more exciting stories from the world of science next week. Until then, stay tuned to India Science. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.